It is the 31st of October 2024, my dudes, otherwise known as Halloween 2024. And you know me, I love making a good old special video every now and then, and I thought, why not make an extra spooky Kerbal Space Program video to celebrate this extra spooky holiday? And I could play Kerbal Space Program, maybe install the Halloween mod, if such a mod exists, but would it not be more spooky to play a game that's dead? Why not play the train wreck that is Kerbal Space Program 2? And what a way to start. As you can see, I'm building this plane, and then I got the glitch where the craft just dies when you're building it. This is unrecoverable. It just collapses into an unusable mess on the floor of the vehicle assembly building. Now, that's pretty spooky. That is pretty spooky. The plane, this glitch very rarely happens to me. Happened to me. I'm using the past tense now. So the fact it happened, that's a bit of an omen, right? I am spooked. As you can tell, I'm not taking this video that seriously. I'm also not going to play the footage back at real-time speed for the time-lapse of this build. What am I building? Well, I'm reconstructing the plane that I was working on before it, decided to become all spooky and all of that. There's going to be some very tenuous spooks in this video, just to let you know, guys. So I had to basically just rebuild it. But what is the purpose of this aircraft? Well, I'm glad you asked, hypothetical viewer. I wanted to visit a spooky location in Kerbal Space Program 2. And, it's a very cartoony, fun game. There aren't really that many spooky places until I heard about the Lost Center. I don't know if that's its official name. That's its name on the KSP wiki. It's like a secret Easter egg location on Kerbin. And it's very spooky, guys. So, I'm not going to say too much more. I don't want to spoil things too much. So, we'll just cover that as we get there. I played around with a few different color schemes. I tried black and white like a skeleton, very spooky. Then green like a witch's potion, spooky. And then orange and black wings, orange like a pumpkin. But it looked terrible, so then I just changed the design to be just black and orange. Because black and orange is a very sweet looking color combination. And, oh my goodness, look at this spooky ambiance at the runway. We're launching at night. Have I ever done a nighttime launch in Kerbal Space Program 2? I already played the game for like a year and a bit, so I've only got a finite number of missions I've done. There's a previous mission in the background, by the way. Then there's the launch debris of something I did ages and ages ago, so I don't remember. That mission is dead to me. Very spooky, but there we are, pitching up. This aircraft is very powerful. We've got 4 rapiers, lots of liquid fuel, because I wanted to do this quickly. I didn't really want to play KSP for too long, because, quite frankly, it just makes me a little bit sad. I mean, it's a gorgeous looking game in a lot of ways. Like the engine effects in Kerbal Space Program 2 do look better, I think, than modded Kerbal Space Program 1, especially when it comes to the sound design. So I know that's not like I said, the looks are great, especially the sound. So, you know what I mean? The sound design, the look of the engine plumes, all superb. It's just sort of everything else, that didn't pan out quite so well. Now, I know I said earlier in this video there are going to be a few tenuous spooks in this video, as in I've just sort of tried to make something that isn't really strictly scary into a spook. But one of those things that wasn't a frivolous thing was the fact we launched at night. I didn't do that because, hey, nighttime, woo, scary. It's because the place we're going to, the ancient spooky monument, is on the other side of the planet. And so I kind of wanted, to reach the destination in the daylight rather than, launching in the daylight and arriving at our destination at night, if that makes sense. So it's a long old ways, and that's why we're using a jet plane. So I'm basically just intermittently firing those 4 Rapier engines, getting us on a nice arcing ballistic trajectory that takes us really high into the atmosphere through the thinnest part, so we can traverse nice and quickly. It's probably not the most efficient way of flying there, and I guess using a rocket would have been quicker, but yeah, I quite liked building airplanes in Kerbal Space Program 2. One of its strengths, when your planes, don't spookily disintegrate and end up on the floor of the vehicle assembly building, was the wings. The wing customization was really, really good. I have seen a very promising looking mod I think it's still in development. I just saw a GIF on the Kerbal Space Program subreddit basically showcasing a mod that lets you manipulate the wing pieces of Kerbal Space Program 1 just like you can in KSP 2. I don't think it doesn't got like the slider interface, but it's an interface that looks very, very reminiscent. I don't know if the mod's out. I just sort of was scrolling through Reddit on my phone and I saw the GIF and I was like, oh, that's neat, and then moved on with my life. And I'm just remembering seeing this now. So I'll have to probably check that out at some stage. But yes, here we are. So we're now kind of crossing over a little mountain range, I guess. This mountain range is where our destination is located. I basically used the coordinates of the location we're going to teleport there. I then took a screenshot of where I was, and then I had that screenshot on my second monitor as a reference point. So our first point of reference is this kind of long lake that's currently not on screen, so there's not a very helpful thing to bring up. But hopefully, so we've actually overshot the lake, and now you can't see it anymore. So we've got this larger body of water here. We need to turn around, though, and head back to the long lake. I'm calling it Long Lake, and no one can stop me because no one plays this game anymore. So I could just lay claim to whatever I want, frankly. So the Long Lake is kind of to the left of where we're going. So I'm currently heading south. It's really, really helpful, isn't it? I'm using north and south, but also left and right. So there's the Long Lake. So we're just shooting past it to basically here. So there's kind of like what you'll see as we make our approach is there'll be like a mountain range. I like I'm giving directions as if anyone's going to follow this as a guide. But whatever, there's like a mountain range on the left, a mountain range on the right. And the place we're going to, that's in between the two mountains. And I can see it. There it is. Let us slow down the footage to real-time speed. I don't know if you can quite make out what the Easter egg actually is yet, as it's... I mean, I think I was a bit premature slowing the footage down. Let's just speed it back up again. And I think we can see it fair enough now. It is, of course, some sort of temple. Modeled, I'm assuming, after the ancient Mayan temples. And Mayan temples, they're pretty spooky. First of all, they're like old, so ghosts and all that. But obviously, Mayan culture, I double checked this by asking ChatGPT. So if I'm wrong, it's ChatGPT's fault, alright? But human sacrifice took place at some Maya pyramid temples. It was a big part of Mayan beliefs. I'm not going to talk too much about human sacrifice because, you know, I don't want to get demonetized, and it's actually a really horrible thing to talk about in terms of a subject. These were real people. But, hey, that's kind of scary. I really... I couldn't think of any kind of scary things in Kerbal Space Program 2. This is kind of a spooky thing. But wait, there's more. It plays spooky music when you get there. Okay, I want to call the music spooky, but it plays music that's unique to this location nonetheless. And I thought that was kind of cool. And I kind of wanted to draw attention to one of the things that, you know, kind of went a bit underappreciated about Kerbal Space Program 2. Like, nobody visited this place, right? I mean, obviously someone did. At least one person did, because there's an entry on it for the Wikipedia page. But that's probably it. It's just probably the person that edited the article. They discovered it, and then they updated the article. Who knows, really? Or maybe it was just data mined, and nobody visited it. And I'm the first. So, we are making a huge archaeological discovery right now as we ascend the side of this spooky Mayan pyramid. Who built it? Why did they build it? Why is it in Kerbal Space Program 2? I'm guessing it had something to do with the story that we'll now never know the ending of, because we've got what look like some big Kerbal faces, and in the middle, the, I guess, original race of aliens that lived in the Kerbal system and that left monoliths for the Kerbals. A bit like the monoliths were left, but well, not monoliths for the Kerbals, but like things for the Kerbals to discover. A bit like the monoliths in 2001: A Space Odyssey. But hey, listen to this. Oh, never mind, I cut away. But did you hear the spooky music playing? I decided, whilst we're here, wouldn't it be fun to try and like drive the plane? I guess drive is the correct word, in fact, actually. Drive the plane up the side of the temple and use it as like a sort of a takeoff, a kicker ramp, so to speak. So that's what I'm now going to attempt. And as you can see, I don't know why I expect it to go any better than that. It seems millennia on from when it was constructed, the temple has claimed another sacrifice. How's that for a spooky ending? But wait, there is actually another spooky thing about this temple that actually is quite scary. Ready? It's a ghost temple. We can, like, move the camp. Woo! Add a little green screen ghost effect. Woo! But, yeah. Take-Two Interactive didn't bother finishing this game, so I'm probably not going to bother finishing this video.